We got a good list here tonight. Good evening to everybody here who checked in. Been battling a cold here. First my wife, and then I seem to have slipped into it. So hopefully my voice will hold up. If it doesn't, then we'll do something about it. But let's see. Even that, I did make it to Wharton Center this afternoon to see Back to the Future. And boy, that was a great production. I noticed that in the play, they're starting to use, instead of designing sets and building sets, they're using projections of homes and streets and cities and stuff in the background. For the most part, the actors can't interact with them, but it's still, their detail is really nice. I'm just wondering if that's a new thing now, but really, really nice sets, you know, all just projected on the screen. So, and let's see, about 7 o'clock or so, all the power got dumped in our neighborhood. So I'm thinking, oh great, here we go. You know, no way to get a hold of, well, I guess I could use my phone, get a hold of Jay and have him help me out. But yeah, computers, radios, everything just dumped, you know. So just when you got everything the way you like it, you got to go back and do it all over again. So the stove clock was blinking, microwave clock's blinking. I was ready to get the generator out. I'm thinking, oh man, geez, this is last thing I want to go trudging outside, getting the generator hooked up, and, you know, fortunately it did come back on, so I got lucky. But anyway, enough of that. Let's see what you guys have been up to. Charles, WD8 PBS, how you been, and what's new?
W8BCI repeater.
PBS. First of all, again, I'm going to, for the next few weeks, I'm going to be out of here a little bit before 9. Got another commitment, so I'll probably be a one and done for this net today. With only one picture. Just been busy around here. We've been working on some new music for the Red Cedar Music Festival at the end of, I think it's in the end of February. Doing that. Worked a few projects for some friends on the lathe. Get those started up. And boy, I can't remember what else I done. We were busy all week, but boy, I can't remember. Went to a real nice memorial dinner for a good friend of mine who died several months ago, and they waited to now to have a little memorial dinner for him over in the Paw Paw area. Went there last night. It was a lot of fun, a good way to remember somebody, and we did that. So other than that, that's it for me. And Rick, did you have a chance to check in on the onto the astronomy course? I had to check out a little early on it because I had to leave for Paw Paw, but that was really good. I'm looking forward to next week's class.
Well, good evening, Charles. Good to have you with us tonight. Yes, I did indeed check out that astronomy class. It reminded me of a lot of things that I remember getting taught in school and had forgotten over the years. And one was a little tidbit about a parsec. How long is a parsec? Well, I found out from my class it's a little over 3 light years. So there you go. And I wanted to ask a question about when they thought the planets might have formed, but I guess you can kind of figure that out, you know, extrapolate back from other facts off the internet. So I didn't bug him, but I really liked the class. I know it ran long, but I thought it was pretty good. What did you think?
He does a good job with the presentation, and slides were amazing. Some of those photos he had were really great. So anyhow, and I didn't realize that they have use of a 20-inch telescope out in Arizona that they go live with, and you can do observations on that. I got to get the dates from them, but that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I like I said, I watched the presentation. It's been updated this time from a year ago, and I think the next one is going to be, I'm not sure what it is going to be on, come to think of it now, but yeah, so I think they do a really good job, full of good information, a lot of good visuals.
It sure is. That's pretty cool how you can get on telescopes remotely. And I have never tried that. One of these days, I put it on my list of things to do. I want to do that with amateur radio, get on some high-powered kilowatt station off the East Coast or something, and then another one is to get remotely on a telescope. So maybe this year, that'll be my New Year's resolution of stuff to do. So anyway, good to have you with us tonight, Charles. And no problem checking out. If you need to, just go. If I call and you're not there, I'll just figure that you went had to dash. So good enough. NT0Y. Jay, hey man, it's good to hear you tonight. Tell me all the adventures you've been up to.
NT0Y. Well, good to hear everybody tonight. I'm on all kinds of adventures, but the only one radio related at the moment seems to be CW. I seem to be doing that rather consistently because I'm in class, and there's definitely incentive not to fall behind the class. I'm putting in roughly my hour a day. Just practicing copy, not so much practicing sending, but just practicing copy. And it's coming along. I'm slowly inching up the numbers a little bit at a time and speeding up. So I'll see if I can keep that going. The goal is by the end of February, there's certain metrics to hit in class. And I'm actually not precisely sure of what they are, to be honest with you. They're probably on the syllabus, which I probably should read. But going along with the class, I seem to be at average or slightly above average. So for as much as is going on in life right now, that's okay. Other than that, we just had a new water heater put in yesterday, and kid had a friend over, and she tried a lacrosse clinic today at her school. And other than that, just the regular, household stuff going on. So that fills quite a bit of time for me. NT0Y, back to net.
Oh, good for you on the CWJ. I am definitely impressed, man. I keep saying one of these days I'm going to go do it, and it just never seems to happen. I always get sidetracked, and it's my own fault. I'm just not disciplined enough to stick with it, And from what I've heard, there's kind of a hump that, once you get over that hump, it gets really enjoyable, when you can just really zing at it. And it's very, very popular. And when all else fails, boy, you can always rely on that. So, the old hot, I say hot water heater, but technically it's water heater, I think, because you can't heat hot water, right? That's one of those pin number jokes and ATM machine and all those. So I hope your other water heater didn't leak all over the floor.
Well, it did, but we caught it early. Not early enough to keep it from leaking, but yeah, that's exactly why we ended up getting it replaced. It just, over the years, the water's gotten cooler and cooler. The amount of water that's actually heated up in it has become less and less, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, I guess you can't burn yourself and you can't take a shower too long, but it's kind of annoying. So when I saw that it was leaking right next to the sump, I said, well, that's time to go. I mean, it's not going to destroy anything, but at the point where it's leaking, it's got to go. It was over 20 years old. And it served its time, and we're going to go ahead and put it out to pasture, a.k.a. the dumpster.
Yeah, Jay, I know the drill. Unfortunately, our basement suffered one time. It got all into the cat litter, and soaked up into the carpet before I could catch it. And boy, that's a sure sign, you know. And shut the water off, and oh man, what a mess. But anyway, I'm sure you're in heaven right now with washing dishes and showers and hot water. How about that? What a life. Little conveniences that you don't miss until they're taken away. So, boy. Well, good to have you with us tonight, Jay. And always nice to hear your voice there. Well, let's see. W8 RQS. That puts us at Steve. How you been and what you been up to?
Well, I think I've been lazy all week. Probably haven't done too much. Just staying inside and keeping the house in order. I did, however, make a contact with KFA DDC. Name is Dave, and I was talking to him, and then I got Dax came on, KDAX, that's Zach, and then another guy picked up and got in, named Todd, KFAEW88OR, and by golly, we just started talking, and then pretty soon we went simplex with Dave, and he was 41 miles away, and we just barely made it. And then after that, we decided to go repeater hopping. So we got on the link system, Seaman link system, and I guess we were on three or four different repeaters, but they're all linked together. So we did that for a while, and it was really kind of something new, something a little interesting for me. So I guess that must be the highlight of the day or the week. W8RQS back to net control.
I'm getting some static from all you guys, so I think after our talk list here is done, we'll switch over to the 146.7 because it is getting a little staticky. But anyway, Steve, I think, was that on 2 meters you guys were on?
We were on 2 meters, and Dave was just trying out. Apparently he's a new ham, not too new, but got his license last year. Yeah, he was calling on the 3.9, so that's where we hooked up, and then we just jumped around a bit, see how far we could talk and what he was up to. He also does HF, but now 10 meters has taken a nosedive, I guess. So he's on 2 meters now.
Gotcha. Well, it's a popular band. The other day I started to poke around with on some repeaters that, according to the documentation on the internet, should have been running, but I couldn't get them. And everything was set up, but I didn't think they were that far away. But it's kind of fun poking around and seeing what's available. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got a relatively new ham there with you too. That's always nice and exciting to hop around and talk to different people. So good to have you in tonight, Steve. Rob, KF8CHS. So 10 meters dying out for you?
KF8CHS. No, actually 10 meters was hot most of the day. It died out as the sun went down, but today alone I probably did 10 contacts or more. I'm at a total of 25 QSOs and 8 countries. My big claim to fame today was Spain. Hit a guy in Spain. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I've been tearing it up all week long on 10 meters. As soon as I get home, I jump on it because I don't get home till 4:30, and time is ticking. But just having a blast. And then, side note, if anybody, hoping to get somebody that lives far, far away from Home Depot in Lansing that I can try simplex with after the net. I have a different antenna up that I'm talking on this evening. But anyways, back to net.
Okay, Rob. Well, I was just about ready to punch your call sign in here and see how far away you are from me. Just give me a second here. It's coming up. There we go. According to this, you're only 5 miles from me, so I don't know. That probably wouldn't help. You need, you need probably somebody a little further away there. But hey, what the heck, you know? You know what was I was going to ask you. Shoot, now my mind, I tell you, I just lost it there. Tried to think, but nothing happened. Oh, I was going to ask you about how your, if you've got an electronic connection to that Yaesu, are you using those USB ports in the back?
So the computer's hooked up it's like an old-fashioned printer cable, and I finally got that to work good with the FT8 program, and then I also have a Morse code decoder that I use on 40 meter and 15 meter on occasion. Like right now, 40 is open pretty good. But yeah, again, just having a blast.
That's really cool, Rob. You're inspiring, you know. Get excitement, because sometimes after a while that you get, not all people, no, I'm just saying, because I always get excited on just little teeny stuff, you know, even, it doesn't matter, just either going around here on 2 meters or some DX, you know, overseas. It's all really fun, and I'm thankful my radio is holding up. Geez, it's been through some tough situations here. This power, I do not like power getting dumped, because I never know if anything's going to come back up. So, but there you go. I guess it did. Good to have you with us tonight, Rob. Good to hear you. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. Is there anyone else who would like to check in to tonight's Slow Scan TV net? This is a net where we send pictures back and forth over the radio. Please call net control now.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Quebec Sierra, Michael and Oakman.
F8 Delta Quebec Sierra, I believe I got that right. Got you on the list, Michael. Anyone else for check-ins? This is KC8 LOQ. All right, Michael, did I get your call sign, KF8DQS, is that right? And what have you been up to?
Yeah, you got that right. I've been setting up a new handheld, well, sort of new. It's the K5 instead of the K6 that I had. I did a solder job on that was for one firmware for CW, and it didn't work well with an external paddle for another firmware that I found that I liked the fit better. So I ordered that, and I just set that up with the firmware and all the repeater channels, and I was able to hit the MSU repeater with SM encoded Morse. That was fun. And other than that, I guess I haven't been up to too much. Back to net, KF8DQS.
Oh, that's cool, Michael. I'm glad to have you checking in with us tonight. Now, you're out there near Okemos, So I'm wondering if you and Rob, KF8CHS, was asking for somebody to start doing some simplex with. And you might be a good candidate. He might be good for you, Rob. You don't want to get somebody too far away. Work your way up. I'm looking at, he's about 9 miles from me. So give or take, that's maybe 13 miles. I don't know. Are you still in out near Okemos there, Michael?
Yeah, I am. I'm basically right next to the repeater itself. So I don't know if it'll be too interesting to try to hit me, because that's basically like hitting the repeater. And I'm on HT, so I don't know if I'll be able to hit him back, but I could try it if he's willing to give it a shot.
W8BBI repeater.
He was wanting to do some simplex to see how his radio works. So I don't know. It's a shot. Maybe you two guys can hook up after the net. So just a thought. All right. Well, welcome to us to the net tonight, Michael. Last call for check-ins for tonight's Slow Scan TV net before we go over to 146.700. Please call net control now. Okay, guys, I am hearing enough static to where I just don't want to look at a bunch of junky images. I want some nice, clean images. And Michael, I hope you can hit the repeater here, 146.700, with your handheld. There's, I guess, one way to find out is to QSY. This repeater tends to get really noisy. And I apologize for the switch. I hope you can make it, but boy, it really statics up our images that we send. So I am going to call a move to 146.700 repeater. And before I do, Michael, do you have that repeater set up?
Yeah, I've got it, and I think I've received it before. I don't think I've ever tried to hit it whenever
This is
I don't think I ever checked in.
BBI repeater
I don't know if my pictures will come through, but I'll at least listen to people.
Absolutely. Well, again, I apologize, but boy, it's so noisy. It gets all staticky. So everybody, we're going to QSY to 146.700. This is KC8 LOQ from the SS TV net QSY.
U8RQS QSY to 700
is the frequency in use. All right, this is KC8 LOQ from the Slow Scan TV net. Moving over from 145.39. Just going to see if everybody made it over. WD8 PVS.
I'm here.
T0Y.
Roger.
W8RQS.
RQS, loud and clear.
Boy, it's so clear. You guys had a bunch of static on you. Man, it's just clear as a whistle in this one. KF8CHS. Rob, did you make it?
Rob made the jump.
KF8DQS. Michael, are you here? You got some static there, Michael. Maybe a little louder into the microphone there, but you got a copyable signal. I did copy you, so we'll see how it goes. It's either a hiss, bacon frying, or static, I tell you. Sometimes you can't win. All right, let's get to what we all came here for. Some pictures. D8 PVS. Charles, your turn for an image.
Okay, well, I wish I could take credit for this, but I can't. I'm going to be sending it on Scotty 2.
Wow. All I can say is, wow, Charles. What a beautiful, beautiful image. And tell us, do you know, was this taken in the U.S. here, locally somewhere?
It's taken by the Webb satellite, telescope satellite, is where the image came from. I got it off the NASA's webpage. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Of course, you know, as we know, the way the Webb satellite works, it's not true colors, but boy, it's sure sharp and clear and amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the most beautiful planets in the telescope, even outside when I've got it in the viewfinder, and people just, you know, look at just the just a 1/10 as good as this, if that. It's always still amazing to look at. What a really cool planet. This must have been a little while ago, because I think the rings are almost edge on, if I'm not mistaken, but I'd have to verify that. So, NT0Y, Jay, a comment.
NT0Y, yeah, that image right there is pretty amazing. I love how, even over slow scan TV, I mean, as small as the resolution is, on that image, you could tell it's a high quality image. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I mean, you're talking about a resolution of 320 by, what is it, 200 or something like that? I mean, just a tiny resolution. And it's very clear that this is professional quality stuff, and with it showing through like that, that's amazing to me. And I would have loved to see this with my own eyeballs through a telescope, or I don't know if they have a way to, I guess it depends on how the image was downloaded from the satellite. Some of these satellites do pretty high resolution images, as you've showed us, Rick, so might be interesting to see that. NT0Y, back to net.
Oh boy, there you go. Another thing on my list, Jay. Yeah. Maybe Charles and I will have to hijack that Arizona telescope one of these nights and get us some images. That'd be a great adventure. Steve, W8 RQS, a comment.
Looks great. Looks great. Even on MMSS TV, it looks great. And you know they downsize the image tremendously just to transmit it on MMSS TV. So it was probably a very, very sharp image, you know, as NASA had it. So yeah, that's it for me. W8RQS, back to net control.
That sure is a beauty, Charles. KF8CHS, Rob, a comment.
This is CW
KF8CHS. Good solid copy on my end. Wow, it just floors me that we're able to do this, and I'm still using the phone over the speaker, and it still came out super clear. Amazing. Back to net.
Now, this would make a great desktop image, you know, for the computer or something. Zoom right in on it. Man, yeah, that is a beauty. Michael, KF8DQS, a comment.
KF8DQS here. I turned up the gain in the settings, so hopefully this helps compensate a little bit. And I accidentally fat fingered the push-to-talk while transmission was happening, so that's my bad if any interference happened. I plugged in my 2.5 millimeter to the radio to get a better copy, and it came through really surprisingly well. Listening to all the voices on the handheld when I was walking around my house, it didn't seem that bad. But there's this little spot in the room that I'm able to get a really good copy, and that's what I was able to feed my antenna into apparently. So wonderful picture. KF8DQS back to that.
Yeah, you're much better, Michael. I can copy you, no problem. Yeah, your audio went up, you know, really nice. Yep, that sure is a beauty. Jay, NT0Y, your turn for an image.
W8BCI repeater.
Yeah, NT0Y. There was some activity this last weekend with regards to contesting. Give me a few extra seconds or so to queue it up. PD120.
Okay, Jay, I'm not sure if you cut it off or something happened. There's a little bit of, it looks like interference up in the mid part of the image, but something tells me that's probably part of the image, and you've got this over SSTV connection. I'm just guessing. Tell us about this.
Actually, not at all, so that's kind of strange. So this is a picture from inside of W8SH at MSU this weekend, actually yesterday. And I was not there. Actually, none of the alumni or friends of the club or anything like that was there. That is 5 licensed student members working the North American QSO party. And as a subset of that, working the North American Collegiate Championship. And they took it upon themselves, and just it wasn't, there wasn't any alumni or volunteer organization. They took it upon themselves to get in the shack and run a contest from front to back, and did extremely well. They held for the course of the contest that they ran, they held well over 50 QSOs an hour. So I think they did a fantastic job.
Jay, that is so cool. These guys, I tell you, it's good to see the young hams up and out on the airwaves. And man, they look like some fine kids. I tell you, pretty busy. That kid in the background there, boy, he's concentrating. I can tell you. That's a great shack, man. What a cool, definitely a cool shack. I see a lot of plaques up on the wall. Are those awards that these kids have won?
Yeah, those are all plaques from, Michigan QSO parties, sweepstakes. I think most of those up there from one of those two things. There aren't too many of these contests that send out actual plaques like that, but I think most of that is going to be awards from either sweepstakes or the Michigan QSO party. But yeah, this year they're racking stuff up. They came second place in the October School Club Roundup. Obviously, we're not sure. The contest just ended yesterday. The North American QSO party and the Collegiate Championship. We'll see how that goes yesterday. And then we're tentatively making plans because it's ending up kind of short notice, but we're making plans for Winter Field Day for next weekend. See if we can do that with C-Mark. And then next one up after that is going to be, I think they're going to operate all of them, but there's a February School Club Roundup, and then of course the Michigan QSO party. So I'm excited to see what's next.
Going to have to keep track of these, Jay. I'd love to contact these guys during one of their QSO parties. I mean, it's not a DX or nothing, but still, just to get them in my log, that'd be fun. Charles, WD8, PBS.
Well, yeah, that's a great job, but that picture did have that one distorted line in it. But looks like the guys here at the club are doing a good job and having a great time. Welcome to ham radio to them.
Betcha. Man, it's good to see the young kids coming up, fill our shoes. if they can. W8RQS, Steve, a comment.
Definitely looks like they're all happy and having fun. I've been up there once or twice, I think, and yeah, it's a pretty nice place. So you can have fun up there for sure. W8RQS.
I've never been up there. We got a granddaughter that goes to Michigan State too. We'll have to come up there with her maybe sometime. I think she'd actually like it. She's in engineering, so I think she could appreciate the technology, definitely. KF8 CHS, Rob, a comment.
KF8 CHS, great picture. I'll echo what others have said. It's inspiring to see these younger kids getting into the hobby. And I'm new to it as well, so totally get the butterflies in your stomach when something goes right kind of thing. But it's funny, just before this net started, I was surfing my pre-programmed and stumbled on the MSU repeater, and there's a couple of kids talking about CW and something they were trying to do up there in the shack. But anyway, back to net.
Always trying to do something. Yep, that's the ticket. Michael, KF8 DQS, your turn for a comment.
KF8 DQS. they posted on the MSU Discord the frequency that they were transmitting on, so I was able to tune in and listen to them for a bit. But unfortunately, I didn't have a great transmitting setup, so even though I tried a couple times during some loads to get in there, I wasn't able to get it. But receive was surprisingly good for HF, really close by to them. I was pretty surprised. Came through great except for the strike. Yeah, nothing else more to say. KFACQS, back connect.
Yeah, you know, when the contest can be fun, I don't berate any of them. I'm not a prima donna on any mode or any feature. You know, I'm not good at it, but it is fun to participate, definitely. All right, then, that puts us at W8RQS. Steve, your turn for an image.
W8BCI repeater.
That looks so lonely sitting there, staring out onto the prairie. You'll have to tell Bonnie and Clyde that they left their car there. Tell us what, this looks like it's abandoned. Is that right?
Yeah, this is out by the Painted Desert, and instead of sending pictures of the Painted Desert, I sent this car because the National Park Service set it out there as a tribute to Route 66. So it's just sitting out there, and I always get a kick out of it. I walked around it and took some pictures of it, and so there you go.
I do too, Steve. That's a very artistic shot. I mean, it just kind of reminds me of somebody out there at one time back then traveling the country, you know. It just looks so lonely and forlorn and forgotten of a bygone day, you know, out there as a monument to people that, you know, explored that area, I guess is what you could say. I like that. It's a cool picture. WDA PBS, Charles, a comment.
The image is great, and the locality is really good. Boy, I've been out there a few times, and Yeah, the poor old car sitting there. I'm just thinking, boy, that'd make a nice hot rod or just a restoration project for somebody. But great job.
Yeah, man. What do they call those mechanics? Special. Real special. NT0YJ, a comment.
MT0Y. Yeah, I love that shot. I especially love the angle that the sun is hitting it with the shadow underneath. We went over to I'm not sure if it's even remotely the same kind of car, but we went over to the Henry Ford Museum in Greenfield Village and rode around in either Model A or Model T, but it looks strikingly similar to that. And I was surprised at the stark difference in how it even drives. Like the modern day layout of the pedals and how they operate and what they do is completely different. And I actually don't know the history on that. I probably should look it up again, and I probably learned it at Henry Ford, but I wonder what the date was of the first vehicle that rolled off the line that did exactly what modern cars do, because that's been in place for a long, long time now. But again, great shot, and I love the sky in that picture too. Great shot overall from top to bottom. NT0Y, back to that.
Yeah, it sure is. It just looks so lonely there, forgotten. And man, oh man, the stories that car could tell, if you could ask it, I bet. Man. Let's see, KF8 CHS, Rob, a comment.
KF8 CHS. Well, my reception on this one definitely is hats off to Rick for switching over to the 700 because it came through pretty crisp and clear. It's just a great shot back to net.
Yeah, it is really, really nice shot. KF8 DQS, Michael, a comment.
KF8 DQS, picture came through great. I agree with everyone else. It's a great picture. It's a nice scene to take a picture if you're standing next to or posing next to. Really superb. I'm gonna check out of the net to go eat something, and I'll probably check back in if that's all right. KF8 DQS back to net.
Not a problem, Michael. KF8 DQS. We'll catch you in a little bit, maybe. All right, Rob, KF8 CHS, your turn for an image.
KF8 CHS. Let me get one queued up here. KF8 CHS. This will be Scotty 2 when the repeater drops. Oh, real quick, Rick. I dialed my power down. Am I still clear?
Yeah, Rob, I didn't really notice much change at all.
Awesome, thank you. All right, this will be Scotty 2 again.
W8BCI repeater.
Oh boy, an FTA contact. Way to go, Rob. It looks like your spectrum is shifted a little bit to the right. The sync pulse that's supposed to be there at 1200 looks like it's over about 1250 or something. And I'm wondering if you're using a computer, do you have your clock synced correctly to the time?
It's just off my phone, speaker into the microphone on the radio.
Okay, yeah, it's like a Doppler shift a little bit to the right, everything on the frequency. So there's a little bit of odd coloring to the image, but got the image. I mean, hardly any static there. So it's kind of a weird effect. Sort of the colors are a little bit funky, but I got it. Maybe, let's just see what everybody else got. WDA PBS, Charles, comment.
WDA PBS. Yeah, I thought it was my eyes, frankly, but yeah, it is shifted a little bit, but crystal clear at this end where I can make it all out. Perfect.
All right, NT0Y, Jay, a comment.
NT0Y. Well, I'm going to echo what Charles said. I thought it was me. But yeah, that's awesome. Making your first, geez, I'm trying to think back. It wasn't even that long ago relative to how long some people have been hams, but that first FTA contact is really just like magic. And I guess that stands for making a contact in any mode that you've never done before. It's really just, I don't know, it feels, I know it is brand new, but it also feels brand new, even though it's all the ham radio that we're doing over and over again. There's something about trying new and succeeding. And, hey, Rick, I guess that's what we're trying to do with the 9600 packet, right? Once we finally get that working, boy, will that feel good, huh? NT0Y, back to that.
Oh, it sure will, Jay. I've been trying to locate a repeater at 9600 so we can have a frame of reference to work with, and I haven't had any luck at all in that, or else maybe some measurement equipment. But yeah, that will be so cool. And it'll turn out it'll probably only be about twice as fast because we'll be knacking just about every other packet over there. I don't know. Who knows? W8RQS. Steve, a comment.
Well, Rod, not a bad image. There is some pixel shifting in colors. In other words, there's where it's supposed to be black, there's some red pixels, and then in other places where it should be probably brown, there are some yellow pixels. But that's understandable since you're just using the cell phone and the mic and everything. But we can see everything there, and I can see your Tiffany lamp in the background and your finger pointing onto the screen, and the red lines and yellow lines and monitor. You know, it's all there, so don't worry about it. W8RQS.
Yeah, it's like Doppler shifting. He's in astronomical terms, he's moving away from us. Well, no, that's not true. It would be moving toward us because the frequencies are getting higher. That's right. Towards the violet. I probably lost everybody on that one. Well, let's see. Michael, KF8DQS, are you with us? Okay, he's off doing an errand. So that puts me up here. So what I found out here, I was, as usual, as everybody does, perusing the internet, looking for something totally different, and came across the Landscape Image Awards for 2025. And these are photographers who went out and took pictures of landscapes and submitted them to this committee, and this is they're giving out the award for the best of these pictures. And I swear some of these, I can't believe that they're real, but they are actual pictures of the environment on Earth taken through the lens of a camera. And this is just 4 of about, probably 10 or 12 that I got that were in the top 100. And I obviously didn't get them all, but these are just remarkable photographs. So I got 4 of them in a little, quad setup for the image here to show you. PD 120. I had to put that black border to maintain the perspective, the ratio of these images to keep them stretching out. So, WD8 PBS Charles, the comment.
Images came across great. Boy, those photographers have a good eye for photography. I'm going to say 73 tonight. So, everybody have a good week. WD8 PBS.
All right, Charles, thanks for checking in and sticking with us here tonight. Now, you take care and stay warm, and we'll hopefully see you next Sunday. NT0Y, Jay, comment.
W8BTI repeater.
MT0Y. I'm sorry, Rick, did you say you took these shots?
Oh, no, don't I wish, Jay. No. These are entries for the 2025 Best Photographic Nature Photographers all around the world entered this contest and submitted their pictures. And this is from the top 100 for the Best Nature Picture of 2025.
Boy, yeah, I was I was going to say, what are you doing on a slow scan TV net? I mean, you've got millions of dollars, travel the world. Those images are outstanding. And yeah, it came through just fine. I think my favorite is probably the one in the lower left-hand corner. I think, I mean, you know, quartered up like that, the resolution of each one isn't amazing. So I'm taking a guess and saying that's mushrooms on a log, and then that's in some murky water with some kind of fungus growing and some trees in the background. I like the colors, I like the clarity, and I like how the subject matter is at the same time everything, but the mushrooms on the log take front and center even though they're not front and center. I love offset subject matter like that. NT0Y, back to that.
You know, that's my favorite too, Jay. I love that picture. It's like you're an animal's perspective, a small lizard or you know, a crawling insect or animal would see this in that kind of perspective. My next is the one with the icicles. It looks like they're back inside a cave, and you can see some stars actually in the background. I don't know if the scan showed those, but I don't know how they get these incredible pictures. It's no wonder that they win, you know, some of the top 100 awards for best nature photography in these. W8RQS, Steve, a comment.
Some pretty good images there, that's for sure. I think that, no, I can't remember what I was going to say. Maybe that's like an ice cave or something. They had those up, I think, around Lake Superior or something, where you're looking out from kind of a cave area. But yeah, it's a nice perspective. I like it. W8RQS.
Yeah, all I got was the name of the photographer. It was embedded in the name of the file, and I don't have any other information about it. I bet I could get up on the internet and see more about how these were made. I'm sure the info is there, but to be able, and just to think how many thousands of pictures these photographers take to just get these, you know, these one beautiful, beautiful ones. KF8 CHS Rob, a comment.
KF8 CHS. Yeah, great pictures. You're right, they almost look fake. They're so awesome. And I favor the one with the icicles as well. Back to that.
Yeah, sometimes I've watched these National Geographic specials where they show these photographers who set up out in frozen tundra somewhere or in Africa in some small bush, you know, camouflage bush things, and set for days until they get the photograph that they want. It's incredible devotion. Michael, KF8DQS, I wonder if you're with us here. All right, well, I think it's time for a bonus round. And I'll state your call sign, and then you can offer some explanations if you want of the image you're going to send, or just send something. And to give you time maybe to get ready, I'll go first. So on Wednesday mornings at 8:30, there's a program called Shortwave Radiogram on 15.770 megahertz that I get. And it's MFSK 32, and then they switch to MFSK 64 and send images as part of the articles that they send over. And it's I use FL Digi, which does a really nice job of decoding these. And obviously this is reception only up at 15 kilohertz. And it's out of Miami, WRMI. Miami Radio does this at 8:30. I can't always get up and make it, but when I do, I love to see their pictures and their articles. And this is one picture that they sent this Wednesday. And this is a picture of the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. And apparently, and I don't know why the news doesn't cover this, but they have lit this up in honor of our 250th anniversary this year. And this is all lit up in honor of that. And I'm not sure, it's got to be done with lasers, is all I can think. But I'll send you the picture, and you can see what it looks like. PD 120. Again, Washington Monument, Washington, D.C. So there are a few pixels here and there displaced. That's normal. That's how it came over on shortwave. It's a little noisy up there on 15. It's MFSK64 is, I don't know how error correction it is, but it, slips here and
W.
there you have it. All right. That puts us at J, NT0Y. Your turn for an image. Wow, Jay, is that a gourd or a mushroom?
Yeah, and that question is the whole reason I sent it. Yeah, that's a mushroom.
Wow. That is awesome, Jake. Great picture. W8RQS, Steve, an image. Well, it looks like the girls are out for a daily stroll. How about that? Cows have come home. That's a really great picture, Steve. I like that. KF8 CHS, a picture.
Scotty 2 and the repeater drop.
I bet that's the Mackinac Bridge. Some of the colors are a little shifted there, Rob, but I definitely can see it. And I can't tell what's in the foreground. Is that like a person there, some blankets or something?
KF8 CHS. It's just chunks of ice.
Okay, got it. Oh, great picture. All right, we're going to go into 7-3 round here. I think it's getting a little late, and I'm getting tired, so I got to see if I can't knock this cold off here, too. So let's make sure Michael's gone. KF8DQS. Michael, are you there?
KF8DQS back.
Okay, we are doing a bonus round if you got a picture to send.
Okay, are you saying right now or when the round comes?
Oh, you're up. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to have to truthfully couple this. I'll send Robot 36 to the repeater drop.
There's the old radio. All right. Came through okay there, Rob. A little, like I say, or Michael, I'm sorry. Little color distortions, but not too bad, I can tell. It's definitely a radio. All righty then. Let's go into the 7-3 round. It's getting late here. JNT0Y. Time for 7-3 round.
NT0Y here. Yeah, I've seen that picture on the Discord, I believe, Michael. That's Michael's. That's a K5 or K6 Quancheng, and he has a CW paddle off the side of it. Ask him what he does with that. Yep. So great pictures tonight. Shorter net than usual, but that's okay. We'll want you to get some extra rest, Rick, so you can knock that cold out of you or whatever it is that seems to be coming, and get you back for next Sunday. Although, no, I was going to say it's Super Bowl Sunday next Sunday, but it's not. That's the Sunday after that. But anyway, Winter Field Day coming up for this coming weekend, and you can do that by yourself, or you can do that with a club. CMARC and MSU are trying to get together for that. Don't know if we're going to succeed on being able to have it on campus. But, even if it's just going down the road and, setting up somewhere out of the way and trying something you haven't tried before, that's what Winter Field Day is all about. Just do something you haven't done before, whatever it is, a mode, using a different radio, different kind of antenna, if you've never operated portable. Winter Field Day is all about that kind of stuff. Other than that, I'll say 7-3 to everybody. NT0Y, back to net control.
W8BCI repeater.
All righty, Jay. Thanks for coming in tonight. It's always good to hear you. Now, one of these days we're going to do 96. We'll put that on our list. You take care and stay warm. Best to you and your family there. W8RT West, Steve, 7-3 round.
Thanks for doing the net, Rick. We really do appreciate it. I wanted to make a couple comments on my cow picture there. That's only the left half of the picture, and those cows are to the west of my property line. There's a herd of basically beef cattle back there. And I walked back there one day on the summer day, and I started calling to the cows, and they all just came up to the fence and were totally amazed that there was a person way back there on the other side of the fence where they had never seen a person before. So we just had a good time talking to each other. And with that, I'll go ahead and say 73. We'll look forward to next week. W8RQS back to net control.
Yep, that's pretty cool, Steve. Be kind to communicate with animals like that. You know, they share our planet with us, and there's an affinity there when you can get it, and that is really remarkable. So thanks for checking in with us, and you stay warm and take care. KF8 CHS, Rob, 7-3 round.
KF8 CHS, awesome net again tonight, guys. Always a pleasure. Be aware of how cold it's going to be over the next 2 days. There's doom and gloom about the wind chill. But thanks, Rick, and everyone have a great week. 73.
Yeah, definitely cold. I was minus 3 degrees was what I heard here coming up Monday or Tuesday, and the wind chill's got to be way below that. So, oh boy, it's warm in the shack. That's all we care about. All right, take care, Rob, and good luck on 10 there, and we'll talk to you soon. KF8 DQS, Michael, 7-3 round.
Glad I was able to hit the repeater acceptably and get one photo snuck in there. Excited for winter field day, and I had some other stuff that I wanted to do, but I guess you're leaving my mind, so I guess I'll say, I enjoyed the photos that I saw, but I was disappointed I couldn't see others. I left my HT on the desk to hopefully receive some automatically while I was gone. And I saw the first one coming in, but as soon as I left, I think I was acting as a ground plane or whatever, and couldn't get him up for reception. But great photos all, and 73. Enjoy the week.
All right, Michael. Well, thanks for checking in with us tonight, and it's good to hear you on there. Great pictures from everybody. So you stay safe and keep warm. At this time, we'd like to thank all of you who took part tonight in the Central Michigan Slow Scan TV Net, and invite all of you back for next week's session. We'd also like to thank the Lansing Civil Defense Repeater Association for their support and maintenance of this and the other Lansing area repeaters. I will now return this repeater to normal amateur radio use. This is Rick, KC8LOQ, signing clear, 7-3, and catch you down the log.
KF8 CHF, Rob, W8RQS.
KF8 CHS, go ahead.
Yeah, I tried looking your call sign up on QRZ, but my phone is acting up. But I am about 6 miles north of East Lansing, so I think maybe we're 12 or 13 miles apart. You want to try simplex?
Yeah, that would be awesome if you have 2 seconds.
I got plenty of time. Let's try the call frequency then.
So the 146100.
146.52.
Switching over.
EL107.2.